Hello, gaming tankers, and happy belated Christmas, and I hope you have a Merry New Year. And I will be honest, I think if you are ignorant to anything going on outside of this game, the Advent Calendar would have been an awesome thing for new players, which I think it was kind of geared towards, and just a nice little. Well, it's based on Advent Calendar, and if, well, at least in America, they usually have cheap chocolate in them, so these usable but very inexpensive treats were apropos. And getting on the subject of ignoring everything going on around this game, we need to talk about the Fiat M1643, an all-new Tier 3 tank that, like I said, this was still geared towards a lot of new players, which kind of, I think after the huge year we've had with Warhammer, Metal Fest, this was a nice little, hey, maybe they've come back, and or we have more players because it's the holidays, so yeah, okay. I can understand that. It's a safe bet. No one gets upset because it's not, say, a Tier 9 tank, and you're just giving that away. Except Big Brother World of Tanks did just that with Patton the Tank, which was an M48A5. Oh my god, the alphabet soup of this tank's name. Down tier to tier 9, less armor, etc. Which, unfortunately, to those who pay perhaps too much attention to what wargaming does, I think maybe we all need to take a step back and realize maybe we simp a little too much here. It kind of marred what would have been sort of a bit of a thought of an ending. It was a dull ending for such a high year, but it also, sometimes, ignorance is bliss. And I realize that, and I'm like, oh, that is really cool. World of Tanks is just giving away Patton the Tank, a Tier 9 tank. You just log in. There you go. That's it. Awesome. But there's always been the bitch fest about new players or inexperienced players giving direct access, usually by paying for it, to play Tier 9 and 10s, the higher tiers, which is usually reserved for the experienced long-term players. And I know some of us got a little bit upset of that. I was sort of like that at the beginning. I'm like, why do I care? I don't play World of Tanks. I pay attention to what Wargaming is doing because sometimes that'll transfer over to what I'm playing, which is only World of Tanks console. And it's kind of, to me, like I said, it's smart. A Tier 3 tank. No one's going to be impressed by it, but also no one's going to be upset by it. Especially with an Advent Calendar, which, like I said, cheap chocolate. That's it. And I guess it's one of those things of like the middle child just brought home their first B+, and then, Big Brother World of Tanks, somebody was like, I got into Hobbit. It's like, yay. And it was an inoffensive tank, but suddenly it's a big deal because, World of Tanks console was cheapening out on its player base by not giving away a Tier 9 like World of Tanks is. Like, you gotta remember, two separate games. Games under the same Wargaming umbrella, but let's be real, aside from probably like 3 meetings a year, they never talk. These developers, producers of these games, they don't talk. Unless, like with Warhammer and Metal Fest, like, hey, we got something big. We all need to be at the table for this. Aside from that, doesn't matter. If you're upset by not getting a free Tier 9, all right, I get it. I'm gonna have to be, due to probably some unfortunate chaos that has befallen my family, definitely gonna have to go free to play next year. Looks like we'll see how that shakes out. Won't go into detail now, but yeah, I get it. Yeah, it'd be great having a tier 9 premium that has no premium boost because it's a tier 9. And just for giving that freely when you're free to play, that's great. But it's really you're just letting something out of your control and ruin what has been a really good year. Now, yes, sometimes the ending is what determines the greatness of a story or a movie, and I think I'll chalk it up to Burnout after Metal Fest 2, or Metal Fest Encore, Metal Fest, Warhammer 40k coming in. Yeah, it's been a big year all around for wargaming, and definitely one of the biggest years for World of Tanks console to get such huge names. Iron Maiden, Megadeth, and Warhammer. Oh my god, so many fans have been crying out for Warhammer, so they got it. And it's like, no, it's been a good year. Have there been mistakes? It's a wargaming game. Of course, it's a free-to-play online game. Of course there's going to be mistakes. Like, I guess we're just going to have to be happy with 2 tank lines a year. Get ready, World War II, when those double barrel tanks come in, because that's probably all you're going to get for Tech Tree. And we have another Cold War tank line coming in next year. I really shouldn't worry about it. I'm almost done. I have the French tank line to grind out, but I'm almost done getting all tier or Era 3 tanks. So, and I can't really hate the game that I've played the most of, because it's in moderation, and small playtimes. This is an enjoyable game, and I do recommend that to you, because this is a game that's easy to burn out. But stick to the holiday theme. I think the Advent calendar was great. A nice little nod to the free-to-play players, and something that I think us experienced players, we are really running out of things to find in the game, and that's kind of making us greedy. Like, we're really needing a quick fix of something new every time. And here we sort of got that. I think the Toy Tank mode, one of the best this year. I played it a lot because for once you get a ton of Commander XP, which I think is great. This is great for training up a Commander, including a jump feature into the tanks. That was real, and that verticality was really interesting. So I really enjoy. I've been playing a lot more of it this year than I have in previous, because normally it would be a waste of time, but my only complaint is I feel like I've lost a lot of matches. Not won a few, lost a lot, and which has meant I've only been getting around 50,000 Commander XP. Yeah, that's right. Tens of thousands of Commander XP available to us for 2 weeks. It doesn't count towards the season pass. It doesn't count towards any free XP or anything like that. But for a change, you have a real reason. You earn a reason to play, and that's with the Commander XP. And making this, and I'm really glad for like something I think they discovered with the control modes they were testing out. Respawn. This really helps negate the silver loss, which I think there should be no silver loss in this kind of mode. It's rare, but it does happen. I think, yes. Can you get 0 silver? Yes. Could you miraculously make 100,000 plus silver? Sure, especially if you want to waste boosters on this. I'm using Commander XP boosters for sure, but losing silver on it literally has toy in the title. You shouldn't have to lose silver. So this has been a real thrill, and it's nice to have these modes come and go, but at least when they're here, they're not just You play them for 10 minutes. You're like, all right, that's different, but it's wasting my time completely. So good on you, World of Tanks console, for making Toy Tanks mode really enjoyable. I mean, it was previously last year. I had no problem letting my then 7-year-old son play Toy Tanks mode, but this year it was like he's now 8. It's like, yeah, go to town. I don't, point, auto aim, shoot, move, do that, because I knew I was gonna get, as long as he even got to short, like, I'm probably gonna make 1,000 silver. Fine. I'll make a couple thousand in Commander XP if he does horribly. But the grind continues, and that's great. I made dinner. It was awesome. It's like, because one of these commanders is going to be going into the Bradley. It'll be nice to sort of maybe be a professional World of Tanks player and be like, yeah, I got a fully trained up commander going into this tank. It's going to be awesome. And then in my artillery, I have I got Rattlehead. I don't know what I'm going to do with him, so I was like, I don't know what I should be putting on for skills right now, because I don't know what kind of tank I'm putting on. All right, whatever. Open up free slots, and there go from there. Been wonderful, been enjoyable, gave me a reason to stick around and play it some more. Frustrating, because I, realized a new map, which has become the main battle cry for this game, new maps, and World of Tanks console, I mean new maps, not remastered old maps. We don't want the whole new old stock type thing you've been giving us. I think this game could do with some new maps. Whole ground up from scratch new. The tanks are outgrowing the maps. So that, yeah, I don't want to. That's kind of the downer of it all. But this has been a big year for World of Tanks console. Did they drop the ball a few times? I think so. And when it comes to patting the tank, I don't think they dropped the ball. They just didn't know. And I've got to be honest with you, after the whole crap show we've had with paying your way into Era 3, into Tier 9, hey, did you want an overpriced double-barrel American tank that should be Tier 8, but we're going to make it Tier 9 and only give it a few minor buffs, so it kind of sucks? Yeah. The greed was still there. So it's refreshing to see, at least this Christmas time, they played it safe. It was sort of dull, that happens to be played safe, but there weren't too many shenanigans. So I am absolutely fine with the advent calendar. I hope it comes back. Toy Tank mode, obviously I want to come back. World Tanks console, please try to keep up the good work, and you may not think you've made mistakes. I know we've been in these situations before, but maybe at least hear our criticisms and take those into consideration when you next year do similar actions. Comment down below with your thoughts on the advent calendar. Are you really upset with the fact that you should be playing World of Tanks, but you're not? You're playing console, and that you've been robbed of a Tier 9 tank for free? I don't know. I don't think it's a big deal. Again, also, algorithm, just for you. Like, share, and subscribe. Let's try to get to 50 subscribers by the end of the year. That'd be a really great late Christmas present for me. I will definitely try to keep the videos going, at least one a week. We got some more tank videos coming your way. And again, it's a new year. Who knows what's going to happen? All I know is bring it on. So, with that said, keep your tracks on the ground. I hope the RNG is in your favor, and I absolutely hope to see you in the new year. Goodbye.
This was a defeat, but we'll be back.